Famous Greek composer Mikis Theodorakis and veteran resistance fighter against the Nazi occupation Manolis Glezos have issued a call for a European front to defend the people of Greece and all those facing austerity. Tony Benn, a British Labour Party politician who served as a member of Parliament for 50 years, has decided to support this call and work with trade unions, campaigns and parties across Europe to establish a European solidarity campaign to defend the people of Greece who cannot be made to pay for a crisis for which they are not responsible. As one of the signatories of this initiative, Tony Benn spoke to Helen Skopis, who began by asking if the Greek people are not responsible for the crisis, then who is responsible?
Well, every country has its own problems. I mean, in Britain, we had a big bank collapse, and no government could allow a bank to collapse, so we bought the bank, and that cost us £400 billion, and that threw the economy into crisis. Now, I don't know the circumstances in Greece, but the situation is now that they have been put under international supervision and are being controlled and driven into a policy of such austerity that it will cause real suffering to the Greek people, and I think they're entitled to have our support.
What would the European Solidarity Campaign aim to do?
Well, I think the first thing would be just to exchange information and provide support, because the Greek people must be feeling very lonely. They have to decide what to do in response to the pressure from the euro. So I think if they have a feeling that they have international support, it will help them, and I hope we'll find a better solution.
Greece is at the cutting edge of the austerity measures that are being introduced across Europe. Do you believe that what we are witnessing in Greece today, we may see in, let's say, Portugal tomorrow and Ireland the day after?
Well, it is obviously possible that if Greece leaves the euro, that there will be people in Portugal or Spain or Italy saying the same. And if the whole euro disintegrated in that way, it would be a major economic crisis for the West, because it would affect Britain, even though we're not a member of the euro. It would affect us if Greek banks ran into difficulties and so on. So it would be a very, very serious situation. And that is another reason why a Solidarity Committee is useful, because it helps to protect us against that possibility.
Are you happy with the way Europe is dealing with this financial crisis?
No, I'm not really, because I think capitalism is in a very special situation at the moment, and if you don't follow the rules, then the punishment that you have to pay is a very, very heavy one. And I think what we need is a much more sensible policy in Europe, which is open and more democratic and so on. And I think that view is shared by a lot of people in Britain.
Now, you just mentioned more democratic. Do you feel that democracy is being undermined in certain cases?
Well, I think in Greece it has been undermined. In Italy it's been undermined. They appointed a banker to be president of Italy, and that a man who's not elected by his own people. And these are measures which are very, very serious and will not necessarily solve the problems of the economy anyway.
Does the way out of the financial crisis faced by the Greek people require a choice about what kind of Europe is wanted?
Well, it depends how the Greeks respond, but if they accept a policy which puts them in a really serious situation, then it won't help Europe, and it won't help any country in Europe. So I think we have to be very careful that we're not brainwashed into believing that there's only one answer, and that is the answer the economists in the central bank and the IMF are imposing upon us.
And how do you think the Greek people should respond to what is happening?
Well, that's for them to decide, but if they feel they cannot pay the price that they're being asked to pay, then they will have to resist, and then that will force some new solution.